All right, so I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. When it comes down to that stud substitute teacher, she did not do her research before she stepped foot in that classroom. Okay, y'all on here saying that they need to do better with picking these substitute teachers. The company picks the substitute teachers, the school does not. Okay, all you need is a background check. That's it. Little fingering, little PP, little background check. That's all. That's it. There's no other type of requirements because you know what happened? The pandemic happened like 5-6 years ago. There was a teacher shortage. There was a starter teacher shortage, and the reason why is because low pay, terrible grades, terrible admins, blah 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 blah. Everything that the teachers have been complaining about for the past 10 years is happening. The pandemic was the icing on the cake. Everybody took their life, and they did because they realized that life was too short because their family and friends were dying left and right. Okay. Now, when that happened, the government said, hey, we need butts and seats, as in we need somebody to watch these kids, as in we need to make it easier for us to have butts and seats. So all they did was take out the requirements of you having a certain amount of credits in college or, having some type of variation of being around kids. And they said, you know what? All you need is a background check. If you're good to go, we're going to sit you in front of these kids, give you this little lesson, and pass that shit out. Okay. The problem with this is that when I was a sub about 7-8 years ago, I had to have a certain amount of college credits, and I had to have a background check, a fingerprint. You had to pee in a cup. You had to do all this yada yada just to become a sub because they were paying you about 120 a week, not a week, a day. It was 120 a day, tax free. Okay, and they also wanted to make sure that you could be around kids. And since I was already in a program to become a teacher, being a sub was easy. But when I was a sub, when I was younger, let me tell you, them kids was trying it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and take up for the stud girl because what she did was stupid and she clearly didn't read the rules and regulations and never need to be around kids because, honey, what? But when I was young, I mean like 19, 20, 21, and I was a substitute teacher, yes, them kids was like, you look like me. And I had to change up my whole attire because I used to walk into the school fresh to death. But the kids look like me because we weren't that far apart in age. They played like me, they talked like me, and they would think that I was a teacher and they would try to hit on me. Boys and girls, and they was bold with it. And they're even bolder now. Now they don't give a care if you're an adult or a child, but whatever. The fact is, you have to make yourself stand out so that they know that you are an adult and you're not here to play. I even had teachers thought I was a kid, thought I was a part of the school because of the outfits that I wore. I went to schools that had uniforms and I was wearing like a blazer and a skirt with shoes. It was stupid. It was a stupid idea. Changed up my entire attire because after that I was like, oh, you don't respect me because you think I'm just like you because we like the same music, blah blah blah. We not that far apart in age. But when you're a young teacher and you look young, you have to make yourself stand out. You have to make yourself look like an adult. You have to make yourself sound like an adult. You have to put that authority in there. And what she did, she came in there fresh to death with chains on. We don't even walk into school with our purses, ma'am. We don't walk into school with our car keys ain't there. We don't walk in school with nothing important. We're not trying to be flashy for the kids. Yes, you want to look good for yourself. Yes, you want to be yourself, but you need to be your best self when you walk into a classroom. And that was not it. Okay. Also, I don't care who you are. Even a teenager know that you're not supposed to record children and then post them. Man, what is wrong with you? We have been a part of the social media lifestyle for at least 20 years. At least for the past 5 years have been issues of people recording children and getting sued for it. When you're in a school, you're not even really supposed to have a phone, let alone recording kids that you just met. Like, what are you talking about? No, you were wrong. You were completely wrong. You were supposed to get fired because you're not ready. You're not ready to be around kids. And then the icing on the cake is your language. Ma'am, we all know what, take you down mean. You should have just said these kids try to hit on me because every teacher has went through it. A kid didn't know that you was a child. You was not a child. You were not a student, and they tried to hit on you, and you set them straight. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, stop them right there, teach them about sexual harassment, tell the principal, vice principal, whoever's, write that boy up, write that girl up, call the parents, yada yada yada. You're supposed to set them straight. And you made a video talking about these kids trying to take me down. Let me get up out of here. Baby, I understand it was the wrong wordage, okay? And nobody has a problem with that. That is not the problem. The problem was you recording these random kids that don't really know you talking about, damn, shorty. Baby, what year are you from? What year are you from? Because any adult who hears damn shorty, we already know about the nigga on the corner who is trying to hit on you. We hear about the old uncle in the corner who's trying to hit on you. The old stud in the corner that's trying to hit on you. That's what Damn Shorty sounds like. That's this giving plies. It's giving Shawty, you know, like that's what that is. So it sounds very ish, very childish, very careless, very petty ish, very pedo ish. Ma'am, ma'am, sir. We don't care who you is. We talking about protecting the children. You should not have used that language. And then you try to go in here and tell people that that's not what you meant. Well, I know you from Mississippi or Louisiana, one of them southern states. Um, you, we all knew what you meant. Like, unless you were trying to be like, dang, why you like this? Why you do that? Da, 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 da. You need to like explain that better. You should have explained that better. But the fact that you took the video and then you watched the video and then you edit the video and nothing in your mind clicked, like probably I shouldn't post this, is crazy to me. You didn't even try to put no emojis on the kids. You all up in their face. Like, I get it, you're a content creator, but like, if you want to be a teacher or a substitute teacher, that is not how that works. And then you turn around and talk about GoFundMe. GoFundMe? Baby, everybody right now need a GoFundMe. They trying to take food stamps in November. Like, all the teachers need a GoFundMe. We barely can supply supplies. So, like, yeah, no, as a substitute teacher, some of y'all are on here being wild. And clearly this is your like warning message. This is what you needed to know, that you are not supposed to be a teacher. Not yet, not right now. And then it's on social media, so nobody's gonna forget. Like, nobody's gonna forget. Like, these were high school kids. These were not elementary students where you still can't do that with them. And I wish you had a friend to tell you that beforehand, because what? Because what do you mean? Why did you think that was okay? So yes, everybody is rightfully so on here dragging you down the street, and you making it look bad for the LGBT community, honestly. But I get it, you young. At least you look young. So you need to figure that on out, sweetheart. That's crazy work to be like, damn, shawty, and then on here you use take you down, and then try to tell people with intelligence that take you down is not what you meant. Like, we all Chris Brown, we know it. We know take you down. We know what that means. Like, what? This is crazy. That is crazy work. Like, you didn't take no video of the work that you was giving them. You ain't do no video of like, you just didn't think. You just didn't think at all, okay? And it was almost like you were one of the kids, like you was a part of the student body. If we wouldn't have known that you was a teacher, we would have thought you was just a student trying to stunt or pretend to be a teacher. Like, there's plenty of teachers on social media right now, and they all have consent from their parents in the school to take these type of videos before they actually do it and edit it and post it. So now you got everybody on the internet talking about, get her out of there, she a pedo, da 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 da. Like, you that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy for you. I hope that's not what you are. Cause I'm with the rest of I'm with the rest of the people. Like, yeah, get her out of there. She ain't ready. She ain't ready. You not ready to be no teacher. You not ready to be no substitute teacher. Cause that's crazy.